Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I would like to talk to you about my favorite show, and that is MASH. It is a show that ran from the 70s all the way up until 1983. And this show ran for 11 seasons, and I'm going to introduce you to some of the characters. So we have the surgeons, we have Hawkeye Pierce, we have BJ Honeycutt, you have Trapper John, you have Charles Emerson Winchester III, and you have Frank Burns. So the show basically follows these doctors on a frontline unit during the Korean War, and it is a really good show that started out as a comedy the first 4 seasons and then bled into being like a dramedy. So there was like a lot of drama, and then it turned into like a good mix of both. And it's just a very good comfort show, a very good found family type show if you're looking for something like that. And some of the other characters to note are you have the corporals, you have Max Klinger, who is my personal favorite character. You have Radar O'Reilly, who a lot of people say I remind them of, personality-wise. And then you have the Colonels. You have Sherman T. Potter, who comes in season 4. And you have Henry Blake, who was from seasons 1 through 4. And then you have the nurses. And there's like a wide variety of nurses in this show, but the main ones are Margaret Houlihan. You have Nurse Kelly, and I think really those are the two that they mainly touch on. Like, you get a lot of nurses throughout the show, but those two are the main ones. What I would like to discuss today, other than talking about my favorite show, is there are these 2 bars in the show. There's Rosie's Bar, and there's the officers like hangout, which I'm blanking on the name of off the top of my head. But it turned like the officers one was kind of supposed to only be for officers, so it was only supposed to be for like Frank, for Margaret, for Trapper, for BJ, for Charles, for Hawkeye, and like people like that. But they ended up doing an episode when they got the bar where they made it where everyone has to be a part of it. So Klinger can go in there, Radar can go in there, Kelly can go in there. Basically, like, everyone can go in there, which is really nice. And at these bars, they have their classics. You have the martinis, you got the other spirits that I'm blanking on the name of. But Radar doesn't like to drink, because he, I want to say, is canonically like 18 when the show starts, maybe like 19. So he's like on the younger end, but like he really doesn't like drinking, which is totally fine. I also, in my own personal life, don't really like drinking very much. And so his favorite drink, which both bars, Rosie's Bar, which is like a bar that's run by somebody who just lives in the area, and the officers' bar, both of them carry Radar's drink, and that would be a grape NEHI. And I personally, when I watched the show, always thought grape NEHIs were just made for the show. Like, I didn't think they were real. Well, lo and behold, I found one. I don't know where they're from, but they've been made since 1924. So, very much a drink that Radar could be drinking in the 1950s during the Korean War. And I would like to use today's video to try it on camera. So let's go to Rosie's Bar. Okay, so here we are at Rosie's Bar. We got Hawkeye and BJ hanging out in the background. Hawkeye's doing some work. It's a fun vibe in here. And I have 2 NEHIs that I want to try. So I'm going to try the grape NEHI, Radar's classic. Then I also want to try an orange soda NEHI. They had a peach NEHI, but I don't really like the flavor of like artificial peach, so I wasn't about to try that one. But I do like an orange soda, so I'm gonna try this one as well. So let's start with the grape one, which is the classic and Radar's favorite drink. And then I'll tell you, while I'm trying it, I'll tell you some of my favorite episodes if you're trying to get into the show. So one of my favorite episodes is Point of View. It's basically the audience member going through the 4077 as a patient. And I just think it's really cool, really well done. I love every aspect of that episode. And then I also really like the episode Out of Sight, Out of Mind. That one's really good. That one is where Hawkeye basically loses his sight temporarily. I like that one. And then a good episode that, what's the word I'm looking for? A good episode that involves a grape knee-high is probably Fallen Idol. That one's really good. That one is a two-parter. Sorry, we have some stray cats coming into Rosie's bar. A lot of stray animals that walk around the Korean front line, Korean War front line. And they love to just come into Rosie's bar. But Fallen Idol is also a really good episode. That one features Grape Knee High at the very end. And then also Welcome to Korea parts 1 and 2, which is like the first and second episode, if you're like watching it on Hulu, of season 4, is really good and includes Grape Knee High as well. So yeah, those are some of my favorite episodes. But you can't go wrong with any of the episodes, any of the seasons. Yankee Doodle Doctor in season, fake fan, 1 or 2 is also really, really good. But anyways, let's try this grape soda and stop teasing it. Okay. It's really grapey, which is really nice. An artificial grape is really good, but I'm really excited. Oh, that's nice. You can really taste the grape. Kind of tastes like a Jones soda a little bit, if you've ever had that. And the next knee-high that I'm going to try is an orange soda. Now this one was never featured on the show. I'm assuming they probably had it, because if they carried the grape, they probably carried the other one. But, you know, they also probably could have only carried grape because, you know, the only person that really drank it was Radar, and Radar was the company clerk, and he was also the one that was buying the supplies for the camp. So he probably was only purchasing grape knee-highs for the officer's bar. But we never know. Anyways, let's try the orange one. Very orangey, very artificial orange, which is a good taste. I like a strong artificial orange. Okay, this one tastes like Jones soda. This one specifically tastes like a Jones soda. But very, very good. Both are very good. So happy that I was able to try them. So happy that I could fulfill my MASH hyperfixation dream. Okay, I think it's time to leave Rosie's bar now. See you back at the office. Well, thank you for coming along on that journey of going to Rosie's bar and trying a grape knee-high. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.